I was editing video until 11 o'clock last night after Britannia's visit, so I allowed myself a lie-in and later train. Well, there wasn't much happening at Carlisle this morning, and the Dalesman wasn't due in from York until 13:42. At breakfast this morning, Rail Advent was still showing locomotive to be confirmed. I assumed it would be Tangmere, or even diesel yet again. Sadly, the Cumbrian coastline is still out of action, and likely to be so for some considerable time to come, while work goes on to discover the source of the problem with Whitehaven Tunnel and to rectify it. At least trains are now running to Whitehaven rather than just Workington, and at the other end of the tunnel, I believe services are now running into Corkicle rather than Sellafield. So the rail replacement bus services only cover the 1 mile or so between Whitehaven and Corkicle. A quiet train. On Saturdays, this service will be crowded. And now we wait. Traxi shows the Dalesman on approach. But she's held on the approach road to allow a London-bound Pendolino to clear the station. The minutes pass as we listen to exhortations to remain behind the yellow line and a series of apologies for late running trains. There's Martin the fireman back with us. That's good. Some much needed refreshment for the footplate crew.
Bothering coming today because I knew if it was steam running it would be this, and there was a fair chance that it would be diesel anyway.
I said that to Noble. Noble's not came.
Two of the unusual features of Bulleid spam cans, the chain-driven valve gear and the Bulleid Firth brown wheels. And off to Appleby for servicing, watering and reversing. The Dalesman doesn't depart until after my last train to get me home by public transport. I can either miss the departure or go the whole hog and travel to see her out on the line. That'll make for a late night and expensive taxi, but that's what I opt for. Appleby, here I come.
The idea behind it is that people wear that off the shelf. It's to fly out, but
Next station stop is Appleby.
I did consider filming here at Armathwaite, but very little shelter if the weather deteriorates, a lot of hanging about on an empty station, and even with the drone, a very brief shot. So, Appleby it is, where Michael is on duty as station master, and there's plenty of visual and historical interest, plus a good long shot of the Dalesman both approaching and departing. A beautiful old Midland Railway station, dating from May 1876, it still retains much of its Victorian character and heritage. The locals are a curious bunch too. The Friends of the Settlement Carlisle line do a great deal to promote the route. Refreshment trolleys are provided on many of the services. I enjoyed a coffee and chocolate bar on my way here, and one of their members is preparing a trolley for tomorrow morning's train. It has to cross the tracks to access the opposite platform. Before this can be done, Station Master Michael has to obtain clearance from the signalman and unlock the gate. The signalman must then be informed when the task is complete and the track clear for trains once more. But I'm here to film Tangmere, so must go and get set up. Until quite recent times, southbound steam charters routinely stopped here to take water from one of the few remaining line-side water tanks in working order. Tangmere was a Southern Railway locomotive, and the Southern Railway had no water troughs on their network, so their express passenger engines had to have high-capacity tenders. Tangmere can tackle the run from Carlisle to Hellifield, even with the fierce climb involved, without needing to stop for water. Her timetable for today includes a scheduled water stop here of about half an hour, but her driver has assured me that he won't be taking it. Here comes the 1700 train for Leeds, 1618 out of Carlisle. It's a well-patronised service, as are most trains at Appleby. Although this is a sizable community, it's poorly served by buses, and so the locals do depend heavily on their railway service. The charter is timetabled to run 17 minutes behind it, but Tangmere is a powerful, fast express loco and, unlike the regular service trains, doesn't have to stop at intermediate stations. She could well be running close behind this one. To be on the safe side, I'm going to have a quick look at the town of Appleby, then land and install a fresh battery. Appleby Castle, now a luxury hotel in the distance. St. Lawrence's Church in the centre of the picture, with the cricket pitch to the right, and the River Eden. The Midland Railway's main line from Settle to Carlisle, with the connection to the right to the now long dismantled Northeastern Railway line that crossed the Pennines from Darlington via Barnard Castle and Stainmore Summit, in its day the highest point anywhere on British railways, to Penrith. My drone batteries were fully recharged 36 hours ago, in preparation for yesterday's visit by Britannia. Rain prevented players, they say. The batteries are smart and designed to drain themselves after 3 days of not being used. I'm alarmed to find that after 36 hours they appear to only be 2/3 full. And Tangmere doesn't put in an early appearance. We are rapidly reaching a desperate situation when eventually a plume of steam appears in the distance. My controller is urging me to land the drone, but as it's very close to me and still has a couple of minutes power remaining, I hang on and pray.
Battery level is low. Aircraft will return to the home point in 10 seconds.
Tangmere's obviously not in a hurry, taking things very easily, nowhere near line speed. And now let's get the drone down safely on the ground. Then back to the station for my train, where the locals are patiently waiting. Thanks for watching, and here's to the next time.